We have already been through 7 weeks of this NFL season, but with week 8 just around the corner, here are 5 more things that you need to look out for. Now guys, are we going to see an Aaron Rodgers revenge game versus Green Bay this weekend? Because one of the spiciest storylines this weekend is the Packers traveling to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And guys, you have to remember that the Pittsburgh Steelers are the team that Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers beat in his only Super Bowl win. And this weekend will be the perfect chance for Aaron Rodgers to get one last laugh over the team that let him go for free only a couple years ago. Now you have to remember, Rodgers' career in Green Bay was elite. Being the heir to Brett Favre in Green Bay was no small feat, but now in 2025, is it a hot take to say that Aaron Rodgers has surpassed his legacy? Because 475 TDs and just over 59,000 passing yards in his 15 seasons starting for Green Bay is insane. But this weekend, Aaron Rodgers can make even more history by becoming only the 5th quarterback to beat every single NFL team in his career. So guys, be sure to watch out for the Green Bay Packers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers this weekend. Now, the second thing to look out for this weekend is the Miami Dolphins. A lot of us expected the Miami Dolphins to regress this season, but guys, they have been spectacularly bad. Through 7 weeks, Mike McDaniel's team is 1-6 with their star wide receiver out for the season and probably done in South Florida. Their quarterback Tua Tagovailoa has thrown 10 interceptions and they keep getting blown out by bad teams. But the craziest part, it was only the season before last where they went 11-6 and some people even favored them to beat the Chiefs in the wildcard round that season. This weekend, they're going to be facing a Falcons team that are looking to go 4-3 and try to prove to everyone that they're not the inconsistent team that we all think they are. And here's an interesting tidbit. If Mike McDaniels opts to sub out Tua Tagovailoa, then their backup is Quinn Ewers. And that means that we could possibly see a rematch of the 2024 Sugar Bowl where the Texas Longhorns quarterback Quinn Ewers face up against the Washington Huskies quarterback Michael Penix Jr. But even if we don't see Quinn Ewers this weekend, expect the Miami Dolphins to lose again. Now, the third thing that we need to watch out for this weekend is the New York Giants and Jaxson. Now, as a Broncos fan, I bet you guys think that I'm going to sit here and laugh at the Giants and laud in my happiness of one of the best comebacks in NFL history. Well, yeah, just for a second. Ha 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 ha. But now that I am back down to earth, I have to admit that the New York Giants are pretty real. But first, let's quickly talk about the historic game between the Denver Broncos and the New York Giants. Because surely it is one of the craziest comebacks in NFL history. Now, it might not be as good as Minnesota's 33-point comeback over the Colts in 2022, or what about the Bills' 32-point comeback versus the Oilers in the wild card of the 1992 season? And we have to give credit to the Indianapolis Colts' 28-point comeback versus the Kansas City Chiefs in the 2012 wild card as well. But when leading by 18 points or more with 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, teams in the NFL were 1,602-0. That was until Bo Nix stepped up. And I don't know how, and I don't know why I didn't film it, but the Denver Broncos managed to get the win. But the Broncos looked awful 2 weeks ago in London, and through 3 quarters versus the New York Giants, they looked even worse. And while Denver will get all the praise, we have to remember that Jaxson, Cam Skattebo, and the Giants defense were balling for 45 minutes in Denver. And now with a big matchup versus the Eagles this Sunday, who they're going to be playing for the second time in just 17 days, this is going to be a very good opportunity for Big Blue to keep the league alert. Now, the fourth thing to look out for this weekend is the Kansas City Chiefs. It feels like only a few weeks ago, everyone had made the decision that the Kansas City Chiefs were finally human again. An opening night loss versus the Chargers in Sao Paulo was quite weird. Then in a Super Bowl rematch versus the Eagles in week 2, that loss was even weirder. 2 weeks later, they would go down to the Jacksonville Jaguars and Duval and sit 2-3. But now with back-to-back wins versus the Lions and the Raiders, the Chiefs are Super Bowl favorites again, even though if the season ended today, they wouldn't even make the playoffs. But with a home matchup versus the injury-plagued Commanders, they could go 5-3 and start scaring the NFL yet again. And the fifth thing to look out for this weekend is trick plays. Going into week 8, NFL teams are now beginning to collect enough tape on their opponents. Unless your team has had a change of coach or a drastic change at QB, a lot of defensive coordinators will know your style of play by now. And this is where NFL offensive coordinators get sinister. Because these are the weeks that they start to dig deep in their playbook and start showing us things that we have never seen before. So guys, you heard it here first. Do not be shocked if we see even a few trick plays this weekend. But guys, those are 5 more things to watch out for this NFL weekend. What are your thoughts though? Comment down below and let us know. And as always, if you have enjoyed this video and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe to the NFL UK and Ireland YouTube channel. I've been American TJ. Peace.